Hi, my name is Taha Jennings. I work in the City of Cambridge as assistant to the city manager. This spring, the city joined a number of other communities across the nation and even the world in making a commitment to eliminating traffic fatalities and serious injuries. Today, I'm going to be talking with Joe Barr, the director of the city's Traffic, Parking, and Transportation Department, about this new initiative called Vision Zero. Joe, thanks for being here.
Good to be here. Thanks, Taha.
All right. So Vision Zero, could you tell us a little bit about what that actually is?
So basically, Vision Zero is an attempt to eliminate traffic fatalities and serious injuries through a whole range of actions that we would take, whether it's education, enforcement, the design of our streets, to really drive down fatalities and make it so that people feel it's safe to bike or walk or drive or really do anything on our streets. One of the things that we did early on as we were looking at how do we actually develop solutions that work was to do an analysis of all the crashes that have occurred in Cambridge over the last several years so that we can really understand what kind of problems are out there and then focus our solutions on the true problems so that we have a set of improvements that really truly does make the city safer rather than just things that we think might make it safer.
What kinds of experiences might they expect, or changes to street design or features that people might expect to see?
Well, it's really a lot of the kinds of things you see in an intersection like this one. You've got really good bicycle facilities, the green bike lanes, the cycle track, it's kind of behind you. You've got some, good pedestrian facilities with good crosswalks, clear pedestrian signals, and just a whole range of improvements that we can make to make it very clear how you should travel around the city, to make it safer, make it clear for drivers, pedestrians, cyclists, everybody who's out there.
And how would this, for example, help reduce traffic fatalities?
So, one concern for a lot of cyclists is having a safe place to, travel and to turn. So, for example, what you've got here is what's called a two-stage turn box. So, a lot of times it's very uncomfortable and honestly somewhat unsafe for a cyclist, particularly one who's not that confident, to make a left turn like a car does. So, this gives them the opportunity to kind of travel through the intersection, wait in that green area with the arrow in it, and then be able to move across the intersection when the light turns green like it just did. And so they can make this kind of left turn in two stages. It's very clearly shown for them. It's also clear to the drivers. And I think that all helps contribute to a safer system where everybody really understands what they're supposed to do and they can really focus on what's in front of them.
So Joe, the city already has a number of really good transportation policies and plans in place. How do the Vision Zero efforts fit in with some of the existing practices that the city employs regarding safety and transportation issues?
So I really see it as a natural extension of the work that we've been doing for a lot of years. We've had a lot of policies and different programs in place, like you said, about trying to encourage sustainable modes of transportation and encourage a sort of multimodal transportation system. And I think Vision Zero is really adding to that in terms of taking kind of a public health perspective on that and trying to make our city the safest place we possibly can in terms of its transportation network, encourage people to really think about how they travel and think about how they can travel safely, and really, set up a situation where we're not having people die on our streets or get seriously injured on our streets.
That's great. And so who else is actually doing this, and how did it get started in Cambridge?
So there's a lot of cities, both in the United States and around the world, that are doing this. It really started actually in Sweden, was the first place that Vision Zero became a concept. And I think, it's grown both in the United States and North America and around the world now. New York and San Francisco and a few other communities were kind of the pioneers with it. I think they're up to about 18 or 20 communities that have officially adopted Vision Zero. And I think for Cambridge, like I said, it's really about, putting the focus on safety and kind of refocusing our efforts on that.
So how can people learn more about these efforts or be involved as it moves forward into the future?
So as part of the action plan that we're developing, we'll be reaching out to the community and doing some engagement to understand both what they see as problems or issues out there that we need to address, and also what they see as some of the solutions and the overall efforts that we need to make to turn Vision Zero into a reality. So that's one piece of it. And I think the other piece is really people thinking hard about their own behavior and how they travel around the city and the community and trying to make Vision Zero real on an individual level so we can all create a safer city for us and our children.
That's great. Joe, thanks again for talking to us about Vision Zero. Really looking forward to seeing it as it takes shape, as it moves forward.
Great, glad to do it. And Vision Zero is something we're really excited about, and we hope the community gets excited about it as well.
I think so. Thanks again for joining us and hearing about Vision Zero efforts in the city. Stay tuned over the next couple of months as the action plan is being developed. And as always, please be safe on the streets.